Hey everybody, welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Friday. Afternoon Friday, a little after lunchtime. About a quarter hour late. Not that big of a deal. Was running a smidge behind in getting all of the forecast data uploaded to the app, which it is now available for your viewing pleasure. You can also go to digitalweatherdesk.com for the latest forecast information. Nothing dramatic in terms of changes on the beloved clipboard. Let's take a look at the visible satellite this afternoon. There are some peaks of sunshine, especially in the western counties and parishes. Farther eastward, cloud cover still pretty persistent. Here in Midtown Monroe, I look outside and there is plenty of low to mid-level cumulus clouds, but we've also, again, been graced with some peaks of sunshine, even in the last 5 or 10 minutes. So again, it is a true mix of sun and clouds across a good chunk of the Ark-La-Mist region this afternoon. And it does make for that kind of tricky forecast that I mentioned. There's a deepening upper disturbance that will move overhead tonight. So we had cloud cover to start. We're going to get some sunshine to mix in early afternoon, and then the clouds kind of roll back in through the overnight hours. Radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. Schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com. And as you take a look at the radar, most of our sustained moisture, we really didn't see rain today, but where we have seen some at least returns on radar, even that stuff has now moved east of the I-55 corridor. Check our rain totals, and again, these are unofficial numbers for the day. They are radar estimated, but I think they're also pretty darn accurate because I don't think anybody's actually seen measurable rain today. Going to check the Louisiana Mesonet just to kind of reaffirm that, yes, nobody has seen measurable rainfall according to them as well. So again, while we have seen overcast skies, never really successful in getting much rain to the surface. There will be a brief window of opportunity for maybe a spotty shower tonight, but the rain chances generally hovered around 10%. Temperatures, depending on location, a little bit cooler to the northeast, warmer to the southwest, where we've seen obviously more sunshine. Cloud cover's been more persistent along the Mississippi Valley. Greenville's at 62, Lake Providence 65, Vicksburg 72, 75 in Winfield, 77 in Natchitoches, and 73 in Monroe, upper 60s across most of southern Arkansas. Winds have been breezy out of the southwest, especially across northern Louisiana along the Mississippi Valley. Those winds are out of the south and even the southeast at times, and the winds are fairly light still across portions of southern Arkansas. But the sustained winds generally in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range across much of northern Louisiana, and we've seen some higher gusts in the 20 to 25 mile an hour range even in the last hour. The highest gusts we've seen today generally in the southern parishes and counties. Natchez at 26 miles an hour for a peak gust today. Alexandria at 31 miles an hour. Vicksburg, 28 miles an hour. So again, breezy, but nothing egregious across the area. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 frontage road in Monroe. Again, shows the weak boundary as an area of low pressure continues to move overhead and out of our area tonight. Also, in the upper levels, a deepening upper disturbance that will move through the Mississippi Valley and then off to the east. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Could scour out maybe a brief sprinkle early tomorrow morning. Most of us won't see rain. Winds will stay breezy out of the north and northwest as we go through the daytime hours on Saturday. Still quite a bit of cloud cover through the day. In fact, it may be Sunday before we really see any kind of appreciable sunshine across the region. A look at temperatures. Again, overnight tonight, not cooling off drastically. In fact, the cloud cover will probably hold in for a good chunk of the area through a good chunk of Saturday, with overnight lows in the upper 40s to upper 50s, just depending on location. Cooler to the northwest, warmer to the southeast. Temperatures don't rebound much through the afternoon on Saturday. We'll spend most of the day in the mid to upper 50s, some low 60s possible in the southern parishes and counties. Kind of the same story for Sunday morning. Anywhere from the upper 30s to mid 40s to start the day, with daytime highs generally landing in the mid 50s to low 60s. So overall, pretty close to where we should be temperature-wise for this time of year through the weekend. Another cool start to the work week, upper 30s to low 40s on Monday, and then temperatures climbing back into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. In fact, as most schools start back next Tuesday, we'll be in the low to mid-70s by then. Check the upper-level winds, and again, a series of weak disturbances have allowed for the cloud cover to return across the region. But as I mentioned, the upper disturbance that moves through the area in the Mississippi Valley late tonight, early tomorrow morning, continues to be just indicated a smidge deeper, a little bit stronger than earlier expected. So that probably brings when these systems are stronger than anticipated, then the pattern behind them, the flow behind them usually it pulls cooler air in. This upper disturbance will also spiral in quite a bit of cloud cover at the surface as well. So cloudy and cool in response to this disturbance as it moves through the region Saturday. And then by Sunday and Monday, upper ridge of high pressure builds back in across the area. Shonda wants to know when the snow will show up. Not anytime soon. And I appreciate your humor with the crying, laughing emoji. You know it's not anytime soon. You know better than that. But again, as I mentioned yesterday, January and February are going to be your best months in the ArcLMS for that kind of potential. Ridge of high pressure aloft, sinking, compressing, warming air. Not a whole lot happening through the early parts, goodness, of next week. And as I mentioned, kind of the upper level pattern evolves. And how it evolves, we'll just have to wait and see. But there will be kind of an ejecting upper disturbance through the plain states at some point through the day on Thursday. But note that also during this stretch, subtropical moisture starting to stream back in across much of the southern United States. So we set the stage by gathering a lot of deep layered moisture in the atmosphere. And then when you get these disturbances to move through, it's not as much of a chore to generate showers and thunderstorms. So the first one moves through at some point late next week. And then kind of the parent storm system eventually trudges through the central United States at some point either over the weekend or into the early part of the next week. Again, we're talking a week from Saturday now. It's a long time between now and then. So obviously the forecast will continue to be modified and changed. But clearly, we are pointing toward a more active pattern. Anything's more active than where we've been, to be honest with you. But the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, precip outlook, still shows high confidence in starting to trend above normal precip-wise in that January 8th to 12th time frame. So again, late next week into that next weekend. Afternoon highs today still topping out in the mid to upper 70s. Could flirt with record highs in some spots depending on how much sunshine we could expect over the next few hours. Again, a spotty shower is not out of the question. Rain chances have really kind of left for the short term, but as the clouds fill back in tonight, they will sneak back in up to about a 10% chance, with overnight lows generally falling into the low to mid 50s. Upper 40s are still possible for some. A look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. Overall, temperatures pretty close to average, as I mentioned, at least for daytime highs Saturday, Sunday. We will start to warm back up into the upper 60s by as early as Monday, and then 70s by the middle parts of next week, with morning lows in the 50s. That sets us up for some scattered storms as early as next Thursday, and the rain chances could linger in some degree through next weekend. Do we have specifics on any of that? No. Do we know if there's any heavy rain threats? No. Is it possible? Yes. Do we know anything specific? No. Severe weather possible? Possible, yeah. Do we know any specifics? No. Is it guaranteed? No. Again, trending toward more active. And that's how things pan out for the end of next week. Until then, pretty quiet. Warm today, cooler for the weekend, gradually warmer through the early parts of next week. That's it. It being a Friday, obviously, we'll continue to keep an eye on the forecast through the weekend. I do anticipate providing some updates to you through the weekend. I don't think live streams are going to be necessary. I don't think anything earth-shattering to that degree that we need to give you that big of an advance notice will pop up. But I do expect to at least do a little bit of work this weekend on the forecast and kind of letting you know what's changing and how things are evolving, revolving around that late week forecast. And I'll join you a little bit later today, later this afternoon, with a look at the forecast as well. Fishing game comes out later tonight, and yeah, headed towards the first weekend in the new year. Hopefully it's been a great year for you so far. If it's been a bad year for you so far, the good news is there's still a lot of it ahead of you, and maybe it'll change. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. Just updated the numbers there about 20 minutes ago. Go look at them. See what you think. If you don't like the forecast, it's the ArcLMS. It'll change eventually. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'll check in with you in a little bit.